Hi, I am Akshatha Udupa. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I am going to share with you all how to file ITR 1 within few minutes. As we all know, the time to file our income tax return has come up. Last date to file your ITR for assessment year 25-26 is 15th of September. Basically, we have ITR 1, 2, 3 and 4. ITR 1 and 2 are for individuals and ITR 3 and 4 is for business income. So, if you are a person who is receiving salary or pension, then ITR 1 will be applicable for you. But there are also many other things which you have to keep in your mind when you file ITR 1. So first let us see to whom ITR 1 is applicable. So if you are someone who is receiving salary income or pension income up to 50 lakhs, then ITR 1 will be applicable. If you have one house property and receiving income from house property, then ITR 1 is applicable. If you have more than one house property, then you will have to go with ITR 2. Only if you have one house property and if you are receiving income from that one house property, then ITR 1 will be applicable. Other than this, if you have some interest, that is FD interest or SB interest, even that will be included under ITR 1. If you are someone who have long-term capital gains and you don't have any brought forward or carry forward losses, and if that long-term capital gain is less than 1.25 lakhs, even then you will require to file ITR 1. Now, if you have VDAs, that is virtual deposit assets, then you cannot file ITR 1. VDAs can be something like cryptos. If you are dealing with cryptocurrencies, then obviously you cannot file ITR 1. So now if you want to file ITR 1, then you need to keep few documents ready with you. To begin with, you will have to be ready with Form 16. Form 16 is a document which your employer will give it to you. Second, you need to have documents related to all your income. And finally, you also need to download AIS, that is Annual Information Statement. This is a statement which you can download from the income tax portal after you log in. Whatever income is displayed in the AIS should also be there in your ITR. If there is some income which is reflecting in AIS and is not displayed in your ITR, then you will automatically receive the notice. So make sure that you download AIS, compare the AIS with your ITR and make sure that all the income are properly shown in your ITR. So you can see this is the income tax portal, e-filing portal. So firstly, you will have to log in using your PAN here. So just select login. It will take you to this page. Enter your user ID, which is PAN, and select continue. It will take you to this page. Here select please confirm your secure access message displayed above and give the password. Then say continue. It will take you to this page. Here you will have to select the assessment year. So for now let us select this assessment year, that is 25-26, and select online and say continue. So it will take you to this page. Here since I have once opened this, it is asking me to resume filing, but when you initially start, you say start new filing. Here you will have to select the status. Your status is individual, so select individual. Also here above you can see the AIS report. Just select this AIS and it will say click on the proceed button and it will give you the complete AIS report. So download this AIS report so that once you finish filling in all the details in your ITR, compare your income with the AIS statement and make sure both of them are matched. Give proceed and you will be able to download the AIS report. And here once you select your status, that is individual, select continue. So now you will have to select the ITR form that is applicable to you. So for us it is ITR 1, say proceed with ITR 1. Now it says you will have to select by default new tax regime will be selected. So if you want to opt out of it, then you will have to compare the tax liability of both old and new regime and decide on which will be applicable to you. And it also says if you go by new tax regime, then section 80C, 80D, 80U, 80E, 80G, 80TTA, 80TTB and other chapter 6A deductions will not be applicable. All these deductions were applicable only for old regime. For new regime, all these deductions are not applicable. Say OK. Now let's get started. Just select this. Here it says why are you filing ITR 1? That is taxable income is more than basic exemption limit. Just select this. You also have other options which says that if you deposited more than 1 crore rupees in your bank account in a year and you don't have any taxable income, even then you will have to file the return. Also, if you don't have any income, still you have done a foreign visit and you have expended 2 lakh rupees or more than that, even then government says file the return, because if you are not making any income, how are you spending so much for foreign travel? So even if you spend on your foreign travel rupees worth 2 lakhs or more, then you will have to file the return, that is ITR 1. Also, if you have consumed electricity for a year which is more than 1 lakh, even then you will have to file the returns. So read all this. Usually the thing that is applicable to us is the first one, that is taxable income is more than basic exemption limit. Select it and say continue. So it will say already ITR is pre-filled, but just check all the details once and then proceed, say OK. It will take you to this page. Now the first thing that we have to do is we have to check the personal information. So just click on it. Here you will have to check all the personal details which is already auto-populated. Even though it is auto-populated, you will have to check it once and make the necessary changes wherever applicable. Then here you can see the nature of employment. So if you select this, you can see central government, state government, PSU, or central government pensioners, central government, state government pensioners. So whichever is applicable to you, you will have to select. So I will select PSU, and here filed under section 139(1), which means return filed on or before due date. So if you are filing the return after due date, then 139(4) will be applicable. Similarly, if you have already filed the return once and then you thought you missed on some income or you missed on something, then you can file a revised return. In that case, your return will be under section 139(5), so you will have to select it. Or if you have received any notice from the income tax department, then you will have to toggle on this and select under which section, which notice you have received, and accordingly you will have to file the return. So next, if you want to opt out of new regime, then you have to say yes. If you want to continue with the new regime, then say no. And here there is an income tax calculator. If you don't know whether to go with new or old regime, then you can just select income tax calculator. A calculator will appear. You can put all your details and see which will work better for you. Okay, you can see here this calculator will come. Here you will have to put in all your information and the tax will be calculated on both old and new regime, and it will tell you which one is better for you. And based on that, you can go about and select over here. So next you will have to fill in the bank details. That will also be auto-populated from the previous year, but make sure you check it once. If there is any changes in the bank account, if you are adding some new bank account, go for it and then say proceed or confirm. So you can see here your personal information is confirmed. Now the next thing is to click on gross total income and fill in the details. Now I have just taken this dummy account. I don't have to fill in anything here. So nothing is populated. But when you have form 16, it will be automatically displayed here. Your gross salary will come, but still compare it with form 16 and make sure that both are matching. And then you can see here if there is any deductions that will come, and your total income chargeable under the head salaries will appear here. The next is income from house property. If you have already given all your income details to your employer, then in form 16 itself that will also come. But if you have not yet given few income to your employer, then make sure you fill it here. You do not miss it. So if you have any income from house property, just fill all the information here, and here you will see the income from total income from house property will be populated, and finally income from other sources should be filled. So that will also be filled from your bank accounts directly, but make sure you check it once. Although interest from deposits, interest from your savings bank account, interest from any other source, also your dividend income, everything will come here. So once check that out and you will see the gross total income here. Gross total income refers to income from salaries, income from house properties and income from other sources. Everything put together, it will come here. And if you have any other exempt income, like I said, if you have long term capital gain under section 112A exempt income, you should also show it here. You cannot say that my LTCG is tax free, so I am not showing it. No, the department says you will have to show it even though it is exempt. So just fill in that and then say confirm. So now you can see your gross total income is also confirmed. Next, coming to total deductions. As I said, ATC, ATD, all those deductions are not available for new tax regime, so it will not come here. Only deductions that will be allowed here is contribution to pension scheme of central government by employer, and contribution to Agnipath scheme. So all these deductions are to be filled if there any, and then say confirm. So now total deductions confirmed. Next is tax paid. So whatever tax you will have to pay, you will have to pay it here, and fill the self assessment over here, and all the TDS deductions will appear over here. So once check all that and then say confirm. So now everything is confirmed. Now verify your tax liability. So once you will have to go through this computation. This is a computation, that is everything computed and the final results have come here. Just check it out, carefully observe and then say confirm. The next is proceed to verification. So once you do the verification process and submit your return, when you do the verification process, if there is any error anywhere, then it will pop up. You will have to solve that error and then say submit. So once your return is submitted, then you will have to e-verify the same. So until you e-verify, your return will be deemed to not have filed. Even though you submit and don't e-verify, then according to the department you have not filed any returns. So make sure to e-verify your returns. To e-verify your returns, OTP will be sent to the phone number which is linked with your Aadhaar. Put that OTP and e-verify. You can do it immediately or you can do it later, but it is always recommended to immediately e-verify. If you don't, within 30 days you will have to send the hard copy of your ITR to the department, that is income tax department, which is again a lengthy process. Instead, just e-verify right there and finish off your filing process. So by doing this, you can easily within few minutes file your ITR 1 and be safe from getting any notices from the department. So yeah, if you can do it by yourself, then well and good. Now if you are someone who doesn't know anything about filing ITRs, you don't know where to put your income, you don't know to which head your income belongs to, then you can definitely take help of your chartered accountant. So yeah, I hope this video helped you to some extent in filing your ITRs. If you like this video, please give it a like, and if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, then please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon. Also don't forget to join my free Telegram channel, that is Udupa Finance. I will be back with another informative content very soon. Till then, take care. Bye bye.